locally recording just in case.
Yep.
Okay. Let's see here. So now we have Rockstar Games. We are very excited to let you know that in early December we will release, the first trailer for the next Grand Theft Auto. Now, I know everyone's jumping to GTA 6. They didn't say specifically, next Grand Theft Auto to me should be GTA 6, right? But I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it won't be called GTA 6, but it'll be Grand Theft Auto something.
Yeah,
to everyone, it'll be Grand Theft Auto 6.
I assume it'll be 6, but like they didn't specifically say we're gonna for GTA 6. They said Grand Theft Auto.
I'm also wondering, like, my guess is this is gonna be at the Game Awards, but maybe they'll do a separate. Maybe they'll just do their own separate thing. I'm not sure.
Possible.
But the Game Awards is in like early. It's like the first week of December. It's the first Thursday in December.
I think, that's entirely possible. I'll be honest, like I've already said this about GTA. I actually like GTA 4, is what I'll say. So like but I'm not a GTA super fan really. I'm not as excited as some people are about GTA 6 or whatever the next iteration is. I never got into GTA 5. I never found the story never caught my interest. So I'm gonna say that I'm interested to see the trailer, but I'm not drooling or getting my hands on this game. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm interested in the trailer just to see like what this game's about. But my first and foremost concern is, and always will be, how much is going to go into a campaign compared to what GTA Online has become.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not saying GTA Online is bad, by the way. GTA Online is super popular and makes them crap.
They know what their money. They know what their moneymaker is.
It makes them a shit ton of money.
It's GTA Online.
I'm just curious to see where, now that they have this knowledge, where like, wait a minute, GTA 5's online was crazy popular, lucrative. How much effort do we want to put in to a single player experience, do we want to invest more in the multiplayer online?
I'm sure they'll invest more in the multiplayer.
That's
but let's hope they at least put a good effort into the campaign, and for the people that want the campaign is at least decent, right?
Like, I think they will. But like, I'm just, part of me is also think that's in the back of my mind. Obviously, I mean, I know they can, put together a really competent, compelling story. I know they can.
Yeah.
It's just a question of how much investment is going to go into it. Anyway.
I mean, I know people like love Rockstar and their games generally, but they had a big miss. Was that last year or 2 years ago with the remaster collection? That was dog shit.
Yeah, that was poorly executed on almost every front. The front that wasn't poorly executed was marketed well. So it got people interested.
And
everything
about
came
out and people are like, this is horrible.
Yeah. They screwed that one up. They screwed the pooch there. That was bad. But yeah, I mean, I want to see this trailer. I do want to see this trailer. That's what I'll say.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and again, we'll see if it's, my guess is, as I said, is it's going to be at the Game Awards, but maybe they'll do their own thing. Yeah. So we'll see.
Absolutely. Okay. Should we go next, or do you have anything else?
Nope.
Okay.
Go next.
Nintendo announces live action The Legend of Zelda film. Let me see if I can get this here. Nintendo announced that it will develop a live action film for Zelda. I'm just kind of like skipping through. Let's see. Film would be produced by Nintendo and Air Productions Inc., directed by Wes Ball. I don't know who that is. It's going to be co-financed by Nintendo and Sony Pictures Entertainment. Oh,
Sony's in on it? No, I didn't.
Oh boy, with more than 50% financed by Nintendo. Theatrical distribution of the film will be done worldwide by Sony Pictures. Ooh. Here's what I want to say this right now. I hate Sony Pictures when they're involved in movies. Sony Pictures is the worst when they're involved with movies. I'm scared. I'm a little scared. Sony has a horrid history with films of a lot of things, frankly. I think their films are just bad for one, but they have this tendency to they're not going to do it in this one, but they have certain tendencies that I really hate. One of them being in movie advertisement kind of things, like Pepsi. They do. Sony has like really bad tendencies. They're not going to do it in Zelda because it wouldn't make sense.
If we see a fucking Pepsi ad in the Zelda
I'm gonna
game,
laugh my ass off.
Zelda movie, I'm gonna be pissed.
But like I'm just saying, like Sony does not elicit good thoughts with movies for me, because like there have been some stinkers from Sony. Like Sony produces some stinkers, so I'm a little nervous, but I trust Nintendo's going to take complete creative control and Sony will not be involved in any of that. They'll just be doing the distribution and all that. By producing visual content of Nintendo by itself, Nintendo is creating new opportunities to have people from around the world access the world of entertainment, which Nintendo has built through different means apart from its dedicated game consoles. Here's what I'll say. I really enjoyed the Mario movie. I actually think Nintendo and the team at oh god, I don't remember the name. The ones who made the Minions movies and all that. I think they did an amazing job of making a fun family film. So I'm gonna put the benefit of the doubt and trust in Nintendo to be able to have a Legend of Zelda film.
Yeah.
I'm curious to know if it's going to be live action or animated.
They said live action in this.
Oh. Yeah, I'm nervous about that. I don't like that. Now I'm nervous again. I think I'd much prefer it to be animated. I think Mario animated was great because there's a lot of benefits to doing an animated film. Like you can do a lot of more creative stuff. Live action has some benefits, but like I saw a comment, by the way, in this tweet. I want to see if I can scroll down to it. Tom Holland's gonna play as Link.
Yeah, I've heard that. Like, I don't know if that's a meme, but I've heard that going around. Tom Holland as Link.
I chuckled at that. That was great.
Yeah.
I was like, if Tom Holland is Link, I think I'm gonna laugh my ass off. That's one of those like, yeah, Tom Holland's got some star power here, but that'd be funny.
Chris Pratt as Link.
Chris Pratt as Link would kill me. I'd be in. I'd buy into that immediately. I'd be like, oh yeah, I'll buy double the tickets for it. Chris Pratt as Link. I don't know. I'm
trying to think of an actor who like a male actor who would be a good Link, and I'm not really coming up with anything off the top of my head right now.
Tom Holland, baby. That's the one. It's got to be Tom Holland, right? Actually, I don't know. Yeah, I'd have to like think about actors who might fit the like young adult kind of mold.
Yeah, young adult
mold, and Tom Holland is like a really easy one. But there's probably someone else out there because you know they're gonna want to get some star power, right? They got to get people to want to see the film. So
you saw what they did for Mario, like
yeah, they went all out. They went all out with Mario, and it was great. Mario was really fun. I really enjoyed it. It was a fun movie.
Yeah.
But I'm nervous about live action. I'm really nervous about it. Link is a silent protagonist, so we don't really know what he should sound like aside from the grunts.
I was thinking about the like his look, like what actor could fit the Link look. It's kind of like I don't know. Obviously, they can do a lot with like hair and makeup and stuff, but
of course,
you know, as you said, the young adult.
Yeah, it's gotta be young adult.
He's got like kind of like he has blonde hair, doesn't he? Like blonde, kind of scraggly hair. I don't know, like. Tom Holland. I'm not seeing it, but okay.
Tom Holland. He has the young adult look. He's got star power.
Yeah.
He's got the star power. He's got the name. They also need to figure out who's going to play Zelda.
Yeah, Zelda.
That's going to be star power. We know that's going to get some star power.
And Ganondorf.
And Ganon.
Oh man.
Ganon.
The Rock as Ganon.
Why was I thinking that too? Get out of my head. Get the fuck out of my head. I was actually like The Rock?
or Vin Diesel as
Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel would kill me. I'd love that. I'd love if Vin Diesel did it. The Rock. I don't know why I was thinking The Rock to like get out of town. I was thinking the same thing. I'm nervous about live action though. I am. I'm nervous about games and live action, like game movies and live action. I get really nervous. I know it can be done. Like Detective Pikachu is actually like a great.
It hasn't been
example.
done well often.
Yeah.
A few times.
Yeah, Detective Pikachu is a great example. It was live action. They made the Pokemon like kind of live actiony, but they're still, not 100%. I think that worked really well. They took advantage of it, but man, I don't know. Tom Holland and The Rock. if Tom Holland is Link and The Rock is Ganon, we should be like scratching a lottery ticket or something. It's not a crazy prediction, but
yeah.
Anyway, anything else on the live action Legend of Zelda film that might showcase Coca-Cola? Because it's so like I swear to God, look up Sony movies. Look them up. There's tons of product placement and it kills me. Not saying there's going to be this one, but
with an ad for the Spider-Man game.
Get Mercedes now.
Yeah.
Link gets in a Mercedes. Okay. Next, Overwatch League. Okay, I think that the name here, Overwatch League, officially ending. While it is correct, Overwatch League, the league is ending. I think competitive is not. So, we are transitioning from the Overwatch League and evolving competitive Overwatch in a new direction. I'm gonna just make a prediction without reading any more. They're likely gonna do some kind of tournament major format.
I'm sure that's what they'll do.
That format is being used a lot.
That's what most esports do. I feel like League of Legends is like the only successful one with like actually having like a league and seasons and whatever, right? Like,
and even we should talk about League sometime. I think League is on the downturn. We talked about it, I think, some time ago. I think League of Legends, the league, the actual league, LCS, and all that. I think it's on the downturn. I think that it's starting to. I'm not saying it's like dead or dying. I think it's trending down for me. I hear less about it. I hear less about it. So earlier, they had like a vote. The teams got to vote to determine the league's fate at the end of the season, and teams were given the opportunity to sign an updated agreement and a $6 million cash payout. And given the state of Overwatch League, I'm shocked. All the teams chose to take the money. And by shocked, I mean not surprised at all, because that league didn't make money. I imagine. In fact, Activision Blizzard has previously noted that Overwatch League revenue comprises less than 1% of the company's net revenues. So, ouch. It is like nothing. The end of Overwatch League doesn't. I already mentioned that. Committed to a competitive ecosystem in 2024 and beyond. I think it's just going to be tournaments and majors. This was also in this. Apparently, one of the owners of a team AI generated an image in their farewell message. I don't know why this was in here, but I was just like, okay, like somebody was like, they AI generated art to say goodbye to Overwatch League. This was noted in the article too. I thought that was kind of funny. Here, there's not much else to say at the end. They just talk about, what's going to happen next here. I'll say I'm not surprised Overwatch League is over. Yeah, no. I think that it got screwed over pretty hard by the pandemic, actually. I think the pandemic really killed this league, actually.
Yeah, the pandemic hurt a lot, for sure. But the writing was kind of on the wall this year. I mean, we talked about it. We talked about the $6 million buyout thing a while ago, where they were like giving that option, and it's like, yeah, we said we thought that the teams would go for that, and lo and behold, they did.
It's like it's kind of like Activision Blizzard wanted them to, in a way, where it's like, we'll give you money to leave.
Yeah,
I mean, $6 million is a lot. Like, and if you're not making money, every team's gonna jump at it. Which you're not making money, so you jump at it. You take the $6 million, to recoup some of your loss, and you go from there. And I'm not surprised.
Yeah, but I'm sure
yeah.
Overwatch esports will be back.
Yeah, Overwatch esports is hard to watch though. I will say, as a casual viewer, it's very hard to watch.
It's tough, yeah.
That's one thing that League of Legends is easier to watch. It's easier to digest it. Overwatch League is like a clusterfuck of bullets. You're like,
yeah,
oh my god. Anyway, yeah, I'm not shocked. Teams took the money as they likely should have. Okay. Anything else for Overwatch League officially ending and probably going to get like a tournament scene? Okay. Xbox and in-world AI partner to empower game creators with the potential of generative AI. I'm going to skip down because I want to get the important stuff right off the bat. Together, we aim to deliver an accessible, responsibly designed multi-platform AI toolset. Good God, say that whole thing like 3 times in a row. To assist and empower creators in, and let me try and zoom in actually, in dialogue, story, and quest design. The toolset will include an AI designed copilot that assists and empowers game designers to explore more creative ideas, turning prompts into detailed scripts, dialogue trees, quests, and more. An AI character runtime engine that can be integrated into the game client, enabling entirely new narratives with dynamically generated stories, quests, and dialogue for players to experience. Good, like the buzzwords. Holy God.
Yep, just buzzwords.
What do we have to say? Well, we have to say dynamically. We have to say empower. So this is what they're delivering here. Like that's why I wanted to highlight this. This is exactly what they're delivering. They're working to provide an AI tool to allow for designers to be able to generate some script ideas, quest ideas quickly without having to, faster, just like a faster method to maybe deliver some. I don't think scripts necessarily is one thing people might go for, but I do think quests. I do think getting give me 5 side quests to an AI might actually deliver something helpful and faster than just having to brainstorm out that kind of stuff. Dynamically generate stories, quests, and dialogue for players to experience. Again, I don't think AI, as it stands today, is good for giving you creatively driven content. I think it's great for really specific tasks. Like, again, give me 5 side quests. You don't have to give me the narrative of a side quest. Just give me 5 side quests. Like, give me 10 side quests, ideas. Just give me 10 side quest ideas, things that I can come up with quick. Something can come up with quickly, so I can just throw them on a board and we just pick some of them. Like that, I think it could work. Actually generating a story, I don't think AI is going to be good at that at all.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to say. It's like, look, they use a lot of buzzwords here, but to me it sounds like we're going to use AI to help us write stories, and I sure do not want that. I
don't think it's good at that. It's not good at that.
A disaster waiting to happen. A disaster of the most generic, boring, terrible fucking stories you've ever seen.
Yep, I'm not going to contest it at all. I think there are very specific cases where AI might save you some time. Almost I'm not going to say I'll say throwaway stuff. I'm not saying all side quests are throwaway, but I need 5 throwaway side quests. Just give me 5.
Yeah.
Things like that, very throwaway-ish stuff.
I think if it's used that way and it's used in the brainstorming phase to hey, just spit out a bunch of ideas for me and then we'll pick one and roll with that, or
right.
As you said, just generate some crappy side quests for me, fine, and then we'll roll with that.
Yeah.
I think that's maybe okay, but again, the way they're making it sound is prompts. Turning prompts into detailed scripts. So that to me sounds like type in a story prompt into the AI and then it's gonna write the script for you. And that again just sounds like an absolute disaster waiting to happen.
Oh yeah, I'm not contesting it.
And it's also again, this is a little, I don't know if conspiratorial is the right word, but it's definitely like slippery slope.
Sure.
Where it's like, if we keep getting AI to do more and more things, like, I know it's helpful, but at some point there's not going to be any jobs for any people, and you're just going to have AI doing everything. And
so yeah, that one too. I am
like
I
it's
have
just,
some
yeah,
concern.
we don't need writers anymore. We'll just use AI, so we'll just get rid of all our writers. Like,
I'll just tell you right now, from experience with my current job, that in some cases I do get worried about, like, mostly the people that are going to be affected by stuff like this. And I don't want to like cause like any debate or anything, but like low skilled labor generally gets affected by this. If you make the AI powerful enough, your designers get affected by it. AI is already kind of used within software development, but the developers aren't necessarily affected by it because it like gives them some helpful code hints or like helps fix their code, but it doesn't write it for them completely. So like there are some cases where the AI is just gonna like potentially take the job, and then there's gonna be cases where the designer uses it. They figure out a way to use it to like enhance their job. In this case, it could be a mixture of both. It could be the case where the design team gets cut in half because of this. I'm not saying that's a good thing, by the way. And then because the design team got cut in half, the rest of the designers, they leverage it for their work. It's a very strange like thing that's happening. But I can just tell you right now that it is very possible that not everyone will be affected by it. But yeah, the companies are looking to cut cost, and they're thinking this is a measure to cut cost and time. The two most valuable things is cost and time, because time also affects cost. So I am a little bit nervous about it.
Yep.
But at the same time, I've still got my eye on it, like trying to figure out, okay, like who is going to be most affected? How are they affected? Is it a case where actually they're going to keep all the same people, but they're just enhancing their work? Like, or is this just a time save for those people already involved? I don't know. It's hard to say. I'm more nervous about it's just going to be a good excuse to cut part of the workforce because they feel like it's a way to cut cost or save time. And that's what I'm nervous about. But I'm hoping it's more just like, this is going to enhance your job. It's going to just make your job easier. I hope it is. But anyway.
Yeah, I mean, again, if it's used in that way, it's just like make my job a little easier, help me brainstorm ideas a little bit, and, you know, get me pushed in the right direction, then fine. But again, as Ghost is kind of saying, I don't think AI writing full-on stories and dialogue sounds good at all.
No, you won't.
Like,
no, I don't. I think if you're using AI to write your story, it's going to be a miss. It's just not going to work. I think there are certain cases where it can help you, but it's not going to do your job for you. It's just not going to completely do your job for you. That I can agree with 100%. So I don't think anybody's skeptical at all for feeling that way. Like, AI is not a tool to derive full creative control. I don't think that's a skeptical thought at all. I think that's where we are today. In 10 years, no idea. But like today, don't use it for that. Okay. Anything else for AI and why companies have the biggest hard on for it?
Yep.
God, they do, by the way. Every company does.
they're just looking to cut labor, cut their costs, and
cut costs, cut
AI,
time.
but just use AI for shit.
They're like, I want to cut cost or I want to cut time, and it could do both. Okay, this is the last thing I added yesterday. This came on my Twitter feed yesterday. We actually have Yongyea articles and videos on here a lot. Actually, video content. we have his stuff on here a lot. He is a voice actor. He's been a voice actor for the last, I want to say, 2 years now.
Yeah, something like
He
that.
dived into voice acting as a another piece of his career, and one of the roles he got is Kiryu.
Yeah, Kiryu. Yeah.
Kiryu, thank you, Kiryu. He got the English Kiryu voice. Okay. So there's the Japanese voice and then there's the English voice. So he's the English voice. So he posted this video. He's like, here's an official look at Kiryu in English. Did a side by side for those wanting to hear the difference. And this did not go super well. This did not go as well as I think he would have hoped or anything like that. We'll play a little bit of it, and I'm gonna pause the music while we play it. And this generated quite a bit of, I don't know about, I guess we'll say backlash. We'll say backlash.
He got a lot of hate for this.
He
That's for
did.
sure.
Oh, let me go back to the beginning. I did not mean to do that.
もう3分待ってくれたら素直に感謝できたんだよな。
You know, had you just waited 3 minutes, I'd have been a little more grateful.
ああ、
Yeah.
町の情報通何人かに接触して渡りはつけた。
I made contact with a good number of people. Just waiting for them to get back to me.
あんたは相変わらず一言余計だ。
There's always something extra, isn't there?
I'm just gonna pause it there. The full like 2-minute showcase, just of reading lines. Play the music again. So, I mean, yes. Let's just start with he did not receive a lot of there. Well, I think there was positivity, but I think in many cases, as per usual on the internet, negativity is loud. It's super loud. Negativity is really loud. Unfortunately, I don't think I'll be playing in English. Let's see. This sucks this sucks ass. Like there was quite a bit of negative sentiment for this. Again, I brought this on because we have a lot of his content on this podcast. I want to know how you feel about this, Spoon. Be honest. So you've heard the voice for Japanese and English. You've seen the character. You've seen the response to this video, like specifically this video.
Yeah.
I'll let you start. I'm very curious.
Yeah, I mean, okay. I will start with this. I have not played the Yakuza games. I'm not like a fan of these games. I've thought about it at one point. I've heard they're good, but I've not played these games. I don't have a big connection to like these characters. There's like 7 games or something like that, so it's a pretty long running series at this point. And I think this character is not a new character. This is a character that's been around a long time and has a particular Japanese voice actor who's been doing it for a long time. And I assume before this had a different English voice actor who I don't know who that was, or what they did with it. So I don't know how that sounded in comparison. To me, I think he sounds fine. It's not like incredible.
Mm-hmm.
I think his acting is like fine. It kind of just sounds like him, but he's trying to like make his voice a little deeper and a little more like raspy, or a little more, kind of in that kind of like the Japanese voice, which is like really deep and like really like sort of like rugged veteran, like Yakuza boss type voice going on. I don't think he pulls that off. I think he tries a little bit, but I think so. I'm not gonna throw any hate his way. I think if anything, this is just a miscast.
Yeah.
For Yongyea by the developers, and they should have gone with someone else who has a bit of a deeper and more like rugged voice than his.
Sure. Okay. I think that's fair.
But I think I think the voice in general sounds fine, and acting wise he sounds perfectly fine and reasonable. I think his delivery of the lines is also perfectly fine.
Okay,
Yeah, that's my thoughts.
got it. I'm gonna be meaner because I was mean to Chris Pratt as Mario, which is slightly different. Chris Pratt is a professional actor, but I'm gonna be a little bit meaner. I do think this was a miscast. I think this was like first takes of the lines of reading of the script, which is fine. So if this is like your first takes, you're likely gonna do. They probably gave him some creative direction, and it probably is a completely different. Not completely, like it's probably different in the full release. That's what I think. From what I heard here, my first impression is I think this was really miscast. I think he's trying to do a different voice, but it's just him. And I do think for the most part he's hitting the right notes for the direction of the lines. But my amateur opinion, as someone who has zero experience in voice acting, my amateur opinion is I think somebody just miscast this. I just don't think he works for the character, given this take. That's what I'm going to say. I think he just doesn't work for the character. Given I've seen the character, my expectation is a different take on it. I've heard the Japanese voice actors doing a great job. Obviously, that fits. I'm seeing it. I don't even know this character from the series, and I think that fits. I just don't think his voice fits, and that's not his fault necessarily. That's not all on him. So, yeah, I think somebody miscast this. I feel bad for him because, I mean, they casted him. He's doing his best. I feel bad because he's doing his best. I think this is a first take. I'd love to see what the final product is, but I think, he's just doing his best, and he's hitting the right, like, inflections when he needs to. So it's not like that's the problem. It just doesn't fit. So, I mean, he'll just take it in stride. I mean, it's like, congrats to him, by the way, for getting that. Like, this is a big role for him. So I'm like happy that he's getting these roles as like success. Like, it's nice to see the success. I do, like, some part of me is like, man, like, he's getting a lot of this hate, and it's just like, well, what about the person that cast him? Like, that person probably needs to be chatted up and be like, hey, can you tell me about why you did this? It's not his fault. Like, he's doing his best. So my meaner take is I think he was miscast. I don't think he fits the voice really, but he is hitting the inflection points he needs to. I just kind of wish it was less of his normal voice in this take. This feels too much like his normal voice, but it's probably first take. I want to see the final product. I want to see what the voice lines are for the final product. It could just be different. They probably got in there and said, okay, let's redo these lines. Here's how I want you to. Here's a different way to sound. Like, it could be just completely different. So it's just tough because he put this out there probably because he couldn't put the final product out there of his work because they told him he can't. But they said, yeah, you can put you can put our first performance pieces on. He's putting this out there. Like, it's a great achievement for him. And the first, like, not the first thing, but the stuff that comes in is just like, this, you suck ass. Like, you're terrible. This voice is awful. That's not really like constructive styled criticism. I think it would be better for people to be less like, this sucks ass. But the problem is, like, that stuff just works better in social media. Like, just being directly an asshole just works better. So, I think it's a miscast, and I do like feel for him a little bit because he is. It's clear he's trying. He is, and he's hitting the right stuff. It's just first take. Like, people got the first impression now. That's the problem. You get the first impression. And the first impression is now defining this.
You see people, looking at this and being like, well, I'm not going to play the game in English anymore. And also, it's only one voice out of I don't know how many freaking characters in the game. Like,
that's fair. It's just, that's the hard part. First impression is so, like, it's so tough. I I kind of wish he didn't necessarily put out this, to be honest. I think, I know he's just trying to showcase like this achievement for him, but like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe he should have waited till the game was released and then said like, hey, by the way, like, I'm happy to announce on the list. But I get it. He wants to showcase it. This is great for his portfolio. Like, it's, I understand all that. This is like huge for his portfolio. So it's just too bad that like this kind of first impression, it makes such a big difference. It is a bit too bad. But yeah. Anyway, I'm beating the horse here on this one. Beating the dead horse here. Anything else on the Yongyea Kiryu English voice acting? Got it. Okay. This was the other tweet on that one. Okay, well that was the news. I feel like we trucked through that.
Nothing was particularly long. Nothing was particularly long today. I mean, we spent a little bit of time on the AI and then on Overwatch, I guess, but they were mostly